Okay, so we looked at the high crotch last video. We're going to look at the Firemans carry now. I think this has got less risk in submissions, what we do, if you do it correctly, than the high crotch. It's exactly the same setup as the high crotch. It's on lifting the arm that we've got the tricep control on. So we go back to our hand fighting. I've gone inside, and I've got to my level of control here. Right? Temple's on the temple. This time I'm going to step again and move. So I step and then move to bring his feet forward. As his feet come forward, I'm going to step my foot into the line of his toes. And this time I have to be really, really, really strong and really careful. Because I'm going to lift this arm and I'm going to drag it down and pin it on the side of my neck as I drop to both knees. This is the most important bit of the entire move. Have to keep this completely forced down over my neck, otherwise horrible things can happen, like he can go to, you know, reverse crucifixes and stuff. This hand is going to block the bottom calf, reduces the risks of the reverse crucifix, also means that we can control the legs through the motion a bit better. But the important bit is this bit here. We don't want to be leaning back, we don't want to be leaning forward. Okay? If we're out to score points, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fall to my hip, this hip, and I'm going to put his shoulder on the ground and I'm going to pin that shoulder. So all I do is this, I just literally fall down so that he can't do a handstand. Put him down onto his shoulder. Once his shoulder's on the ground and his arm's trapped, I move to my side control. Okay, so hopefully we're still in camera. So one more time. I'm here, he's pummeled. I go to my inside collar control. He's gone to his bicep. I'm grabbing up by the top of his arm, where his armpit is. Okay, forgot to mention that. When I'm at this point, I'm going to pull his head, lift the elbow, make him step. As he steps, I'm going to step in. As I step in, I'm going to drag that arm deep onto my shoulder. Really, really tight. This arm blocks the calf. Most important thing, this has got to stay down really, really tight. Block the calf. I've got my weight on my toes, all right? Because I might want to stand up and do something fancy. I might not do, but I might want to. And the next thing is just to put his shoulder on the ground over there. I have to hold this arm so that he can't like cartwheel out or do a headstand or whatever. So all I do is just fall on this hip, roll, pin. And it's this shoulder pin here that's going to hold him on the ground long enough for me to establish some kind of side control. Okay, so it's really, really basic fireman's carry. Really, it's actually a high percentage move in my opinion. So we have one guy here, Chris McDougall, who's fantastic at it and he just gets you all the time as soon as he gets you moving. The secret is the movement. It's a high points. It's very good. The way that I like to finish it in submission is slightly different than I do if we were going for getting the 3 points for his back hitting the mat. So if we just go back to where we get to here. So if I was to do this in a submission way, I don't want his legs to escape. If I just throw him over, his legs go over there, he'll spin around, he'll recover his guard and stuff. So instead of doing the drop to the hip, what I tend to do is load him up on my shoulders and then pancake them in the front, then go. It just means that I don't really have to worry too much about passing his guard. There's more of a risk to it, but it just means that he's flat here and it's much more difficult for him to recover his guard. I find it much more easier to do that, but it doesn't look as cool, so it's whatever you want to do. Thank you.